Hi guys, welcome back to the channel. This is the House of Law and I'm Attorney Al Jumrani. Special shout out to our new subscribers. Last month, this channel got over 800 new subscribers. And because of that, the channel is now at 17,000 subs. Yay! If this channel consistently gets the same number of new subscribers or more every month, in about 3 months, magiging 20k na tayo. Oh yes! Siyempre malayo pa sa milestone na 100k para makakuha tayo ng silver play button, pero malaking bagay para sa akin ang unti-unting pagdami ng mga subscribers. I am here to help educate you about the law and I'm glad that people are watching to know more about the law. Padamihin pa natin ang matutulungan at may inform tungkol sa batas, kaya please share my videos. Okay? Thank you very much, my loves. So with that, let's have another video. Actually, this is part 1 of a series which I call Is the Law Biased? Legal Presumptions You Should Know. Alright, let's begin. Madalas natin naririnig na ang batas daw ay unfair, may pinapanigan at para lamang sa mga mayayaman. Is this true? Biased nga ba talaga ang batas? Guys, mag-expectation versus reality tayo. In its purest and natural sense, law is a rule of conduct, just and obligatory, promulgated by legitimate authority for common observance and benefit. It is intended to regulate human conduct, which means our behavior, our words, and our actions. Because our actions affect other people, there is a need to regulate these actions, to produce an effective balance between individual rights and duties. Human society is in a constant state of conflict dahil bawat isa ay may mga pansariling pangangailangan at kagustuhan. And these individual needs and desires clash all the time. Indeed, the purpose of the law is to achieve a peaceful and just society. Oftentimes, the law also promotes human activity like business, education, profession, and property ownership para din umangat at gumanda ang buhay ng tao. O diba, napaka-idealistic ng batas? Ito ay dahil sa ang layunin ng batas ay kaayusan at katiwasayan, order and progress. Unfortunately, the law is only as good as its implementation. The realization of the purpose of the law depends largely on how the law is applied and implemented. The first factor is the fact that the objects of the law, meaning yung mga bagay, tao at sitwasyon na nais i-control ng batas ay magkaiba. We are different in so many things, from intellectual maturity to economic situation. Also, we react to things differently, mostly because we have different personal and social backgrounds. Dahil dito, iba-iba ang pagtanggap natin sa batas. May mga tao na okay lang ang taxes dahil na-appreciate nila ang benefits nito. Meron ding ayaw sa taxes. Meron natutuwa sa social amelioration o yung ayuda program. Meron ding hindi naniniwala na nakakatulong sa pangkalahatan ang ayuda. The other factor is that there is no consistency in the implementation of the law. Tao lang kasi ang nagpapatupad ng batas. May damdamin, may bias, at paminsan napapagod din or worse, tinatamad. Laws do not apply or implement by themselves. In every step of law enforcement and implementation, there is a person involved. The police officer who catches a thief is a person. The jailer who takes the thief in custody is a person. The prosecutor who charges and prosecutes the thief is a person. And the judge who decides the case is a person. And every other officer in between is a person. Parehas ba mag-isip ang mga yan? Hindi. Parehas ba ng dedication sa trabaho ang mga yan? Hindi. Parehas ba ng oras ng trabaho at oras ng pahinga ang mga yan? Hindi. Parehas ba ng sweldo ang mga yan? Hindi din. Of course, I'm not saying that these are excuses for their not doing their jobs right. What I am saying is that the success of law enforcement and implementation largely depends on the person taking part in said enforcement and implementation. We can definitely choose the best and the most qualified, but then again, even the best fall down sometimes. Even the wrong words seem to rhyme. So the third factor is that legal remedies don't come cheap. May mga filing fees ang mga kaso, may bayad ang abogado, gagastos ka sa piyansa, at may gastos din sa pagpapatupad ng desisyon ng korte. Kung mayaman ka, very good. You can meet the cost aspect of litigation. Pero kung mahirap ka, mahihirapan ka talaga. You could most probably spend for the early stage of the litigation, pero it might be difficult to sustain it. This is the reality. And this reality is evidenced in criminal prosecution, whereby the rich can freely move around because they had put up the required bail and they had hired the best and smartest lawyers, while the poor are stuck in jail because they can't put up the bail and they are represented by lawyers who are not their own choosing. While you can get some legal help for free, like from the public attorney's office and volunteer lawyer groups, but let's admit it, money gives you the freedom to choose. The freedom to choose your remedies and the freedom to choose your lawyer. So can we conclude that the law is unfair and biased? Well, friends, ladies and gentlemen, the answer is no. There is a difference between special treatment and different treatment in law. Special treatment exists when the law is applied loosely to some persons or things that are embraced by the law. For example, traffic rules, coding. Bawal ang plate ending in 8 tuwing Huwebes, di ba? Halimbawa, nahuli si Juan dahil 8 ang ending ng plaka niya. Pero si Rodrigo na 8 din ang plaka, hindi hinuli dahil kakilala ni traffic enforcer. That is special treatment and we should be angry at the traffic enforcer, not the law. The law, however, may give differential treatment to different situations. For example, taxes. Self-employed online seller ng mga shorts si Juan. Ang annual income niya ay less than 250,000. Si Rodrigo naman ay isang regular employee na ang annual income niya ay 900,000 pesos. Si Juan ay exempted from income tax. Si Rodrigo naman ay subject to income tax. May bias ba? Wala. Ang intent ng batas ay to help low-income earning persons to have a greater take-home pay and to provide for their personal and family needs. There is a valid distinction between the high-income earners and the low-income earners. Hindi pwedeng equal o pantay ang kanilang taxes. Kaya tandaan na magkaiba ang special treatment sa different treatment. In the eyes of the law, things may be treated differently because of valid distinctions, but all those similarly situated shall be treated equally or similarly. In other words, there may be equality despite the differentiation. Ngayon, maliban sa different treatments, ang batas din ay may nais na itaguyod na public policy dahil ito ay kinakailangan. Halimbawa ng mga public policy na akala ng marami ay bias ang batas ay ang mga sumusunod. Una, public policy in favor of children, that in all matters involving children, the best interest of the child should be promoted. Number 2, public policy in favor of women, that in matters of employment, romantic and family relationships, and social life, men and women should be equal. At ang pangatlong example ay ang public policy in favor of the elderly, that doubts in the interpretation of laws affecting senior citizens shall be resolved liberally and in favor of the senior citizens. Now, for today's video, babanggitin natin ang ilan sa mga presumptions and rules of interpretation under political law. So ano ba itong political law? Well, it is that branch of law which deals with the organization and operations of the governmental organs of the state and defines the relations of the state with the inhabitants of its territory. It is also defined as an established legal practice area encompassing the intersections of politics and law. Political law comprises election law, voting rights law, legislative procedure, administrative procedure, and constitutional law. Okay, let's go. First, Constitution versus law or contract. Answer, resolve in favor of the Constitution. Second, constitutionality of laws versus unconstitutionality. Answer, resolve in favor of constitutionality of laws. Third, human rights versus government restriction. Resolve in favor of human rights. Fourth, national government versus local government. Answer, resolve in favor of the evolution of powers and local autonomy. Fifth, existence of a power of an LGU versus non-existence. Answer, resolve in favor of existence of the power. Sixth, foreign investments versus Filipino business. Answer, resolve in favor of Filipino business. Filipino First policy? 7th, sovereignty versus international law. Answer, resolve in favor of sovereignty. 8th, qualification versus disqualification of candidates. Answer, resolve in favor of qualification. 9th, public interest versus private contracts. Answer, resolve in favor of public interest. Last, power to tax versus tax exemption. Answer, resolve in favor of the government's power to tax. So there you have it, 10 of the important presumptions or rules of interpretation under political law. Tulad ng sinabi ko, the law treats different situations differently. Equality is not the goal, it is equitability. Thus, when they are similarly situated, of course, the law must apply to all members of the same class. Now, if you don't agree with these presumptions or rules of interpretation, well, try nyo muna unawain kung bakit ganon. Like what I said, law is to regulate conduct and also it could promote a public policy. So either lang dyan sa dalawa ang dahilan. Unawain ang batas bago ito kontrahin. Magiging open-minded at huwag maging judgmental. Part 1 pa lang po ito mga House of Law ha. Watch out for Part 2 wherein I will discuss labor law naman. In the meantime, if you like this video, please give it a thumbs up. If you haven't subscribed yet, please subscribe and click that notification bell so that you will be alerted when I upload my next video. See you soon. Laging tatandaan, isip ay buksan, alamin ng batas. Bye guys!